Hello and welcome to another Civ leader rating. I'm Dame Offensive. Today we're going to be looking at Simón Bolivar of Gran Colombia. His leader ability is Campaña Admirable. Entering a new era grants a Comandante General who's a unique great general. He provides +5 combat strength to land units within 2 tiles during all eras, and this stacks with Great General bonuses. The Civ ability is Ejército Patriota, +1 movement to all units and promotions do not end the turn. The unique unit is the Llanero, which gives +2 strength for every adjacent Llanero, and it regains all health when a Comandante General uses his retire ability. They're at lower cost than the cavalry that they replace. The unique improvement is the Hacienda, which provides +2 gold, +1 production, a half point of housing, gets bonus food from adjacent plantations, and then there's additional production to plantations and haciendas for adjacent haciendas. The rating system I use is fairly simple. 10 is very good, 1 is very bad, and 5 or 6 is about average. First up for rating is the science victory. In terms of science generation, Simón is pretty average. He's going to get a 5 here. In terms of production generation, I'm going to give him a 7. The haciendas are pretty good, but the bonuses do kick in somewhat late, and they're not nearly as strong as some of the industrial zone bonuses you get, so a 7 here. In terms of additional abilities towards a science victory, I don't think he really has anything special, so he's going to get a 5. Averagely scores out and he gets a science victory capacity of 5.7. Next is culture victory. In terms of culture generation, again, he's pretty average, so he's going to get a 5 here. In terms of faith generation, again, a 5. Nothing really special. In terms of additional abilities towards a culture victory, I'm going to give him a 6 because movement can help with rock bands or getting great artists around your territory more easily. It's not a huge buff to culture, but it's okay. Average his scores out and he's going to get a culture victory capacity of 5.3. On to religious victory. In terms of religion establishment, he's pretty average. He's going to get a 5. In terms of faith generation, we talked about that before, he's going to get a 5. In terms of additional abilities towards a religious victory, he's going to get a 10. Being able to promote your apostles and then still be able to move them is really huge. That can save you so much time, especially if you get moksha and get 2 promotions on your apostles and then you don't waste 2 turns on that. And they also receive fighting bonuses if you send the generals around with them. Average these scores out and he gets a religious victory capacity of 6.7. On to diplomatic victory. In terms of diplomatic favor generation, he's pretty average. He's going to get a 5. In terms of culture generation, we talked about it before, he gets a 5 here. And in terms of additional abilities towards a diplomatic victory, he's going to get a 5. He really doesn't have anything pushing specifically towards diplomacy. Average these out and he gets a diplomatic victory capacity of 5. On to domination victory. In terms of combat bonuses, he's going to get a 9. His unique general is really strong, and he can stack the bonuses with regular great generals. So his units are just going to be stronger as long as you have those around. In terms of unit timing and relevance, he's going to get a 9. The bonuses from generals really keeps them alive longer, and then the Llaneros are so strong if you can spam them because they get the bonuses from being next to each other on top of what they're getting from the generals. In terms of additional abilities towards a domination victory, he's going to get a 10. The extra movement is so key. It means that you can run away with units that are injured if you need, but you can also just get to cities faster to break them down really quickly. Average he scores out and he gets a domination victory capacity of 9.3, which is going to be his best score. Onto versatility. First, we'll average his scores out, and he's going to get a 6.3. In terms of reasonable alternatives to victory, I'm going to give him a 3 here. He really leans very hard into domination as a favorite and doesn't specifically have bonuses to anything. So he's a little bit stuck in domination. In terms of ease of change, here I'm going to give him a 3 as well. Because he has basically no bonuses to any victory type other than domination, trying to switch to another victory type if you encounter, say, Vietnam in your game and are having some trouble with domination, you're gonna really struggle because you just don't have bonuses to catch up very well. So average his scores out and he gets a versatility rating of 4.1. Some additional thoughts on Simón Bolivar of Gran Colombia. In terms of terrain, he should be spawning around reasonably flat land, and what's nice is he can get production and gold with the haciendas, but those come a little bit later, so you could have potentially a slow start there. In terms of game modes, corporations seems like a good idea for some extra money and potentially some unit production bonuses. Dramatic ages would probably work really well for him because it'll help keep high loyalty in cities that he's capturing. And since fighting and leveling up your units gets golden age points, you shouldn't really fall too far behind and lose half your empire. You probably also want heroes and legends. 4 strong units that'll move even faster. In terms of city-state interactions, you probably want military city-states. You're going to want to look at some of their suzerain bonuses to help maybe break down walls easier or get more experience. Other civs to look out for. I mentioned earlier that Vietnam would be a really rough opponent to fight. They're a big competitor in the domination department that'll be able to keep up with your combat bonuses. So they could be a real challenge, and their bonuses come in earlier than Gran Colombia's, so you'd have to watch out for them. My summary of Simón Bolivar of Gran Colombia. This is an excellent later game domination civ whose movement can help newer players run away if they get a bit overwhelmed. And then the haciendas are a really easy way to try to keep up financially with all the units you're gonna have. So he's probably a good domination civ for people who kind of struggle with that victory condition. So that's going to be my rating of Simón Bolivar of Gran Colombia. If you like this and you want to see more leader ratings or anything else I'm doing, go ahead and subscribe. You know how YouTube works. Goodbye!